put a finger down if you started this year super excited, you were really happy, you were like, new year, new me, you pushed the reset button, and by March, life humbled you so bad. Hi, my name is pupodabss. Welcome to my channel. I've been holding this for a while. I feel like this is the best time to share. I am very big on documenting my life. I feel safe to share this little. So this is not like going to be the rawest form. It's going to be a little vulnerable, but I'll share what I feel safe with sharing for now. My 27 years on earth, I've had like 4 bad years that I can say these years were bad, and 2018, 2019, 2024. But this year, 2025, was bad. It was bad that, you know, there are some things you expect to happen to you, but these I didn't expect this year to happen the way it did. And you know what the plot twist is? It was one of the best years of my life as well. It was best, and it was the worst year of my life. Imagine you're in a house and there are 2 doors in the house. When you enter one, you hold memory of like the happiest moments of your life, and then the other one was like the worst memories of your life. And then you now have both of them open. The bad moments were happening and the best moments were happening, and there was no room to process any of these things. So it was like that, it was that raw for me. I'll step into joy, and in the same breath I would also be pulled back into like traumatic things, into grief, into pain. And that was how like I kind of like navigated the year. That's how I was navigating, and that's how I'm still navigating. So I'm just going to break this year into months and how like each month went, because I remember clearly ending of 2024 I had my chaos. I had things that were like going wrong, but in the chaos I still had peace, right? I still found stillness in the chaos. So when January came, I was so excited because the letter I wrote to God about the year was like, in every area of my life, in every aspect of my life, I have to hit the reset button. I want to restart my life. My work was going great, but just like upgrade that and restart every area of my life and stop holding on to things I was holding on to for a long time. So I already had that conversation even before the year started with God. It was different from the wave of like new year, new start. It was like I was working on something, and now I can fully step into what I've been working on. It was just like a restart for me, and I was so positive. In January, I had little victories. I had moments where it felt like God was already like telling me, I'm answering your prayers, I'm with you on the reset journey, tapping my shoulders and assuring me that we're on the right track. I had my chaos. I had things that were bothering me. I had things I was burdened with. But in that chaos, I had stillness and peace. And then I carried that energy into February. So February came. February is my birth month. Knowing me is knowing how much I do not play with birthdays, celebrations, with milestones and those things. But my birthday, I do not even, like, I don't play. So I'm always excited for the month of February, because I never have a bad day in February. I don't know, God just blessed me with that natural excitement. In fact, on my birthday, I don't need any birthday wish or any birthday validation to be happy. Two of my favorite people got married in February, so it was just, and I was going to reconnect with a lot of people. I was going to be seeing people I had not seen, and in fact, this news from like January or from like before really aided the joy I felt for the month of February. So I was really looking forward to the month of February, and a lot of things happened to me. And in the chaos, in fact, I'm not sure I remembered all those things, because I had so much joy. I was so happy. It felt like God just said, you know, this is February and this is some light for you. And it was just a confirmation of, okay, yes, we're doing this reset journey together. And March came. At the beginning of March, I had one of the biggest losses of my life. Let me give you a disclaimer. I hope I don't end up tearing up, and that's why you can't see this makeup, so I don't ruin it. I just don't want that to happen. I want this to be an easy watch for anyone watching. March came, guys. Like, Okay, in March, I had a very big loss. You know, like there's a difference between expecting a loss, but I wasn't, like, it caught me off guard. I was expecting the loss from like 2024. At some point, it felt like it wasn't going to slip off my hands. It felt like I had it under control. I wasn't going to lose. When I say everything crumbled in March, everything actually crumbled for me in March. My world actually flipped in a way I wasn't ready for. I wasn't even ready. And it was like the welcome to 2025 for me. It was just, this is my reality right now. Like I told you, I've had like losses and like I just stand up, like I don't even dwell. But this one was really heavy. Actually, this loss, I wish it broke me, because what it did to me was like it froze me. I was frozen. And then it now felt like I was cloned, and I was in a room, I was trapped in a room, and I was watching myself actually damage my life. I was watching myself live in 2025, but I wasn't in my body, but I could see that I was actually living. I was trapped watching myself on a big screen. That's how it felt. It felt like my life was paused, but it wasn't paused because things started happening back to back. And don't forget, I said earlier that I had the best month in my entire life in the same year. I was watching the worst things happen to me, and I was also watching the best things happen to me in real time at the same time, and there was no space to process any of these things that were happening. There was no room to grieve, and there was no room to experience the joy. That was just numb. It was like that. I told you, it was like, it felt like I was in another body and I was watching myself. So it was like that all through to the month of July. So the April-July run now. April through July were a blur, you guys. You know that video? What's that video? That I need my privacy. Okay?
Can you please let me think? I need my privacy, please.
I was going through the worst situation and the worst pain of my life that I had never been through, I had never experienced, I didn't plan for, I didn't prepare for. I was just going mad. I was just going crazy. And at this time, I was like even ready to give up everything. I had a mask because I wasn't really connecting with a lot of people anyway, so they weren't seeing me. So I had a mask, and then I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm good. You know, like I was just physically, mentally, every I was down bad. I didn't know if this was going to turn out to be a new phase for me or if I was going to experience a loss. So April, I experienced a loss as well. It wasn't like a full loss. There was a loss, or there was a fear of loss. I was just surviving because of this reason. So it was so heavy, it was different, it was new, it was a lot, and there were a lot of people, things, situation in the business, and it was just so much. So April through July, I was going crazy. I was mad, I swear. You know, when people tell you I'm crazy, people say it casually, but like I legit tell my friends now that I know what it feels to actually be insane, like insanity, because situations will push you, things, pain, trauma, bro. I was in pain, I was full of regrets. I was going through life and just surviving, and I was disconnected from myself like all through this process. April through July was heavy. April and July, I had two major losses. I had the biggest health of my life. One of my biggest fears happened to me in 2025. April through July, it was like the start of it and the end of it. And 27 years on earth, living in my body, I have never experienced everything I experienced. That phase, I keep saying it to people when I speak to my friends or when I speak to my siblings, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. What scared me in that phase was known to be one of the sole decision makers of my life, and I have trusted myself for a long time because I'm a very big risk taker. And when I do, for those ones that don't work, I still trust myself. But I was so scared to the point that I knew, like going through that, I didn't trust myself anymore, because it felt like, why did you make this decision, and why is this decision you made this making you see all these things you've seen and go through all these things you've gone through? So I didn't know how to navigate being myself again. I didn't know how to navigate who I was. Like everything was just lost. I was really disconnected from myself. I even like hated being in my body. Just hated like who I was, what why am I here? Why did I make? I had that why for for a long time. No one could answer that why for me except myself. I doubted everything. I doubted myself a lot. I even doubted like all the decisions I've made before the decision, like every other decision I've made. These are my decisions and these are things that have worked for me. These are things that I know, like if I'm going to measure through my moral compass, they're okay. Like, have I been making very bad decisions? And I couldn't trust myself again. And I felt naked. Felt like everyone could see my flaw and everyone could see my mistake. Really messed with me. Another thing that was really hard that I couldn't navigate was I became the child that you have to worry about. Like, I'm normally not that child. I'm known as the child that actually takes steps, bold steps. I became someone that they always say, oh, it's cool now, it's great now. Figure it out to the person that they were worried for, and it really broke me because seeing people pity me or seeing people call me to check up on me over and over, and I know that I'm supposed to be in control of that. Like, I'm supposed to be the one to call you to check up on you. Like, why are you calling me to check up? Like, I'm fine. And then I couldn't actually put on the mask I would put on normally, and I was just broken. So that broke me so much, seeing my loved ones break as well because I was broken. It was so hard, it was so humiliating, it was embarrassing, and I blamed myself for things that I wasn't even supposed to blame myself for, things that weren't mine to carry. You would find me blaming myself for everything and apologizing and saying sorry to this person, that person. I was just disconnected from myself. By August, I told you from April to July, from like March to July, I was cloned and I was like watching myself on a screen. By August, it was like I snapped back into my body. And I wish I did this and I came to reality of things that had gone wrong and right, and I was ready to actually process them. So I was in denial and I had a lot of things to distract me. And even through April through July, I was coping in like different unhealthy ways. I can't lie to you. And in August, where I snapped back, I was now in denial. Like, things were done and I was doing everything to actually take away all these things. And remember I told you the good things were happening to me, so these were like distractions and good things. I had to be on the move. I had things that were distracting me, and I was like, that other side of my life is not my life. But then you can't really hide from these things because like one day you will just come crashing. Later in August, I actually crashed. So I had to sit with the pain, set, and like, okay, we are rebuilding again from scratch. It took me back to the letter I wrote to God that I wanted to restart my life anyway. You guys, be careful what you say to God, by the way. Actually, this is really important. But then if you want it, however, and you're not ready to let go, then you can learn through the hard way. So this year felt like a repeat of 2018-ish, but like harder. In fact, things that I think of the worst things and cry even before they happen. I did dream and think of rubbish a lot, but I've never thought of this one. It just caught me off guard. It was like same classroom like with 2018, but like tougher lessons. So here's the truth, guys. I won't sit here and lie about like being healed, being better. Tried to film this video a lot, and I've not even got into this part. Every time I film it, I just go down a mess. So I'm a better mess right now, and that's why I can share this. I love documenting my life a lot, and I documented I've dotted every I. Like, I'm able to manage better. I wasn't able to manage before, but I'm able to manage better now. I'm not completely healed. I know that will come whenever it does. I'm open to it because every day I pray to God for that. It was one thing that really made me, because of all these things that were happening were overwhelming. Eyes were really high and the lows were low. So normally when I go through a phase, the only thing you would see me doing is see myself into work. I know how to like drown myself in work, and I couldn't do that this year, and it made me miserable. I was now looking for that part of myself. Only know how to work. Normally, that's the only thing I do. Work. And when I'm going through something, I work like times 2. And I couldn't, physically, I couldn't do it. Mentally, I couldn't. Spiritually, everything, they were down. Like, I was now miserable. This is why I said I was going to start doing my YouTube again, pouring myself into something. I really want to like gather the strength to actually start doing YouTube again and just express myself more here and build a community as I was when I really had this zeal for YouTube. I was even like so ready to let it off. In fact, I'd already told my assistant that I'm not doing again. We're not doing this again, because I just wanted to sit and cry. Find me crying for 3 days straight, 7 days straight. In my tears, I'm still laughing and checking if everything is okay with me. I was ready to let things go. I disconnected from a lot of friendships, relationships, things. I didn't even have a choice. Physically, I didn't have a choice. I just had to. Still fall into that phase even right now. Like I'm just not connected to a lot of people anymore. My spark was just gone. Nobody tells you that the hardest thing to do is forgiving yourself. And I had to sit with the fact that one of the hardest things in life is actually forgiving yourself. Knowing that you betrayed yourself and trying to forgive yourself is one of the hardest things in this life. And I can't wait to get to the part where I actually forgive myself and talk about how the things I did to forgive myself, because honestly, I haven't even scratched any parts. I'm still on like 5% of forgiving, but it's just so hard. I mentioned I wrote a letter to God at the end of 2024, and it was my letter to God during Wine Press as well. And I wanted like a rebuild and a restart. And I was holding on to things. I'd been holding on to things for like 2 years, and things I have let them go in the 2 years, but I still found myself holding on to things, situations, people, and I just didn't want it around me. And I told God, these were like one of like the major things I wanted in my life: the strength to let go of situations, of things, of certain people. And you know what's crazy is, for a long time, these were things I prayed for. In 2 years, these were things that actually happened. There were signs, big signs, even in little ways, of how I could have released myself. I'm very big on holding on to things. I find a reason to hold on. I give grace as much as I can. I stretch myself a lot to hold on to things, situations, clients, whatever. Like I just hold on. However, I don't like losing things. I don't like losing people. I don't like losing in situations. I'm reading my letter, my Wine Press letter. At this point where I'm at, I'm like, everything is connected, because these are the things I asked from God. However they happened, it had to happen. I wanted to let go, right? So if the pain didn't happen the way it did, or if whatever didn't happen the way it did, it would have still ended up happening, because this was what I wanted, but I wasn't ready to let go. It's been things and situations I've even let go of. Then I have a habit of holding on to things regardless. Undeserved lessons, painful, yes. Traumatic, yes. Necessary, yes. So finally, guys, where am I now? I'm still rebuilding. I'm still here. I'm still learning to process everything. And I have great support systems. I have people. I actually have a village. And this opened my eyes to the fact that I have a village. I'm normally the type that would shy away from asking for help or telling people my situations. I was assured in this phase. I knew that I had people to fall. It's just very comforting to know that you have people to actually rest on when you're really down, when you're down bad. Like it was just something I didn't know for a long time. Because every aspect of my life was affected. Health, finances, name it. And in these areas, I had people to actually lean on to. And it was so shocking for me, like, wow, I didn't have to figure this out myself. It was new. So I'm always very excited. Like you find me talking about it now. I have a village. I'm happy that I hit the reset button, however, and I'm building brick by brick. I'm known for building myself anyway. I built my life brick by brick, and I'm doing that again. I'm trying to figure out how to carry joy, because I'm very intense. So when these feelings come, they are intense as well. And pain, like how to balance and carry them without actually crumbling. I'm learning to forgive myself as well. To forgive other people is hard. I don't need an apology to be able to forgive other people, but I'm even apologizing to myself. Help me. And it's still really hard to forgive myself. You know, my spark will be back. Though my joy, my happiness, my spark, my wit, my passion, everything will be back. I know it might take time, but I would want to take it on the journey of like, however this comes back. I just want to start documenting my life on YouTube again. And like with little talks like these, with my vlogs, we just connect one way or the other. I'm glad you're still here. You're still here. You're watching. You're still here. I'm happy you're still here. If you've made it this far, thank you for holding this space with me. This was really messy, humiliating, harassing, vulnerable, but it's been real. And I know with you watching me, it's safe here. For anyone that might be watching me, I need you to know that sometimes it's okay to not be healed yet, and it's okay to go through certain things, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be fine, but with intentionality and touching some grass and working on yourself, you get there, right? We get there. So I'm glad that you're hearing this from me. I couldn't say this like maybe 2 months or 3 months ago. Before I go, this is something you should actually hold on to. We that we're really sensitive and emotional. I think this is the hack, or this is what has saved me this few weeks. Stop defending yourself to people who have already made up their mind about you. I had to hear this one. Apart from hearing this one, I had to see it for myself, because you'd find me actually explaining, talking so you can understand. But certain people, certain things, sometimes they just already have their mind made up about you, and your perspective or the perception they have of you, they're ready to just roll with it, even if it's wrong, and 80% of the time is wrong. But on your end, it's just fine. You're already the bad person in their story, and nothing you say will change it, and it's just okay. It's fine. Save your energy, because you have a village you probably did not realize. I realized it. I unlocked it this year in my pain. Save the energy for people that are for you, for your own people. I realized my truth doesn't need everyone's validation. So guys, let's keep walking this road together. Just in your mind, just take it like you have your 2018 YouTuber back with you. Anyway, just we're back to doing YouTube. I'm happy. You guys pray I'm consistent. Anyway, if you're not subscribed, you should be subscribed already, and I'll catch you in my next video. Till then, bye.